Hello dear students, welcome to Axiomaticos. This video is the part of the solution series for IIT JAM 2009. So we are here with this problem 2 of your paper, and this problem is from the topic abstract algebra. So let us firstly have a look on this problem. Let R be the ring of all functions from R to R under the pointwise addition and multiplication. So you have a ring which consists of all functions on R. Now they are defining a set I on that ring which consists of all functions such that they are bounded. J is a set which consists of all such functions such that for those function f of 3 is 0. That means 3 is a root. So the question is demanding us whether or not I and J are ideal. So this is what you have to check. So firstly, let me write your ring R properly. So what is your ring R? Ring R is a ring which consists of all functions on R. So we can write this ring like this. Mathematically we can write. Now what is your I? Okay, I should write here. So what is your I? Your I is actually a subset of this ring R such that it consists of function, but it has a restriction that that function should be bounded. So this is the restriction that was imposed. Now we have to check whether or not this set is ideal or not. So now let me show you the definition for our ideal, right? So wait for a second. Okay, so this is the definition for ideal. Let me change my ink for the pen. So wait. Okay. So what it says, I'm not reading the whole thing. You can read it yourself if you don't know. So firstly, what is the condition on I to be a ideal is that I plus should be a subgroup of R plus. And the second one is that for every R belongs to R and for every X belongs to I, the product Rx is in I. So these are the two conditions that are very important. So this definition is for the left ideal, right? Now, for the right ideal, what you have to do, you have to just replace this multiplication by XR. Are you getting my point? So if an ideal is left as well as right, then we are done with this thing. Are you getting my point or not? So this definition actually corresponds to the left ideal, but I have written it down that if this multiplication is Rx and here we have XR, then it will be a definition for the right ideal. So if our ideal is left as well as right, then we are done. Okay, that's an ideal. You got my point? So now let me shrink it down to get some space for writing. Okay, so see, you have a bounded function, right? So now since you have a bounded function, you have to check whether or not it's a subgroup. Second one is the product should belongs to I. So I will directly check the second property because this is the this property is violating here. You have to check that for all R belongs to this ring R and your F belonging to your I, you need RF belongs to I. This is what you need, right? So I will take F is equal to 1, a constant function. You know constant is bounded. That means this function belongs to I. Now I am taking this identity function from let me write it as G. So G function is a identity function. Okay, Gx is equal to X, which belongs to your ring R. Now let me check whether or not this product belongs to your given I or not. So if you will product them up, then what you will get? You will get X. So this X will belongs to I or not? No, this X will not belongs to I because this is not a bounded function. If you will draw its graph, it's unbounded, right? So this does not belongs to I. So I can say that this I is not a ideal. I is not Are you getting my point? Since it's not satisfying the second property, right? So now let me check my J, whether my J is ideal or not. So what is J? J is actually functions on R such that they have this 3 as a root. Okay, so now let us check this property, this J, whether this J is ideal. So firstly what you have to check, okay, firstly you have to check whether or not J with addition is a subgroup, right? Subgroup of R plus. So for a subgroup, what is the definition that you have to follow? So if you show that f comma g, if you have taken two random element from it, I am proving that it's a subgroup, then I will show that f minus g, okay, f minus g will belongs to J. If this condition happens, then we say that this is a subgroup. So firstly check whether this condition is happening or not. For that matter, I have to check whether 3 is a root of f minus g or not, right? So I can write this as f of 3 minus g of 3, right? Now since f and g belongs to J, that means this f3 is itself 0 and g3 is also 0, so you get 0. That means this property is satisfied. So we can say that J plus is actually a subgroup. Now the second one that we have to do, whether the product belongs to I or J or not, right? So I have taken a random function from your given ring R, and I have taken a random function from your given set J. Now since it's inside of J, that means G of 3 is 0, right? Now let me check the product. So f g of 3 I have to check whether or not this is 0 or not. So this can be written like this. This is the basic definition. Now since g of 3 is 0, that means f of 3 will the product is also 0. You got my point or not? Now since f dot g of 3 is equal to 0, that means f dot g belongs to J. Now since product is commutative, you can write this as g dot f also. That means J is a left ideal as well as a right ideal. So finally what we have proved, that your J is ideal. Okay, so what we have done is J is an ideal of R, but I is not an ideal of R. Okay, so this is how we can do. So therefore this A is correct, B, C, D are incorrect. Okay, so thank you.